Adrian and Damien, thank you very much. Well, a stunning finish to that match in Pretoria. The late goal for Landon Donovan puts the United States into the last 16 and puts them in as group winners, finishing level on 5 points with England. England thrilled to go through, but the United States, they look to be heading out of the competition. The goal in the 91st minute. Eamon, a lot to take on board there. England through, first of all, and the United States through by the skin of their teeth.
Yes, and the significance is that England, if Germany win tonight, they play England in the next round. England really were poor in the second half, and some good defending by John Terry in particular saved them. They had their own chances, of course. It's very dramatic. I was watching out of the corner of my eye Algeria and USA, and I can tell you the referee was doing his best for the United States of America. Allegedly. But yeah, it's the game. The England game was shocking. I mean, Slovenia are shocking. To be fair to all the players, the pitch was awful. Yeah. But there were important decisions made. Rooney being taken off when England needed a second goal, to be sure. His body language was really, he was dejected. I think the England performance was absolutely incredibly bad.
Well, all three of you will be interested in this next item because we're going to hear from the England coach Fabio Capello. Welcome. Okay, he's found England again, John. He's found the team spirit. He's found their will to win. What exactly has he found?
With plenty of optimism, and a bit of spoof, I think, Dara. Don't forget, Sam Capello said after the first match that he thought they played really well against USA. And he said he was particularly pleased with the midfield. So, I mean, we're used to managers coming in for interviews after the Premiership and that. And, you know, I've definitely come to the conclusion after that today, particularly, not to pay any heed to managers' interviews. I mean, you think by that interview that England had played great and won 6-0 and they were back. But it was far from that. I mean, they got through, which is fair enough, but scraped through, really.
It wasn't exactly the most kind of probing, searching interview in terms of the questions we've ever seen or heard.
She seemed a very attractive girl. And maybe that's why she's doing the interview.
That's Gabby Logan.
Is that Gabby Logan?
Gabby Logan,
she's doing a good bit of creeping there, then.
Yeah, no, I think, to be fair, she's a journalist and that's not an issue. The issue is
He's making an issue, Eamon.
No. That's not right. Basically, the issue is Capello's delusions of what that England performance was.
But he saved his job today, hasn't he?
Well, one thing it has, there is something that when you get to the knockout stages, you've crossed a very big fence. There's no doubt psychologically, and he did make a reference to the playing without fear. So they have jumped a fence. But how they've got to face Germany now, and that is a different ball game. The 90-minute knockout thing is different. Maybe the nerves will dissolve. But what we saw today from players like Rooney and Gerrard and Lampard and Joe Cole when he came on was pretty awful stuff.
They will say they've done the job they set out to do, which was to go through this group, and they will say it gets better now because we're over that hurdle. But they need to improve vastly if to go any further in this competition, because that display was not what you expect from Eamon's just mentioned Rooney, Gerrard, Milner on the wing, gave nearly every ball away except the one for the goal. So if they do not improve, they'll go straight out, and they're probably going to play Germany now, who look pretty good. But I thought it was a very, very inept performance.
Yeah, that's confirmed tonight.
You know, Capello was saying that we're back.
Yeah, sure.
You know, he didn't say, well, we scraped through today and we're delighted to be through and we'll improve to get over that particular offensive. He wasn't saying that. He was saying, we're there, we're back. That's the England I know.
I suppose one of the weaknesses, you say, from those things, that's in the heat of the moment. We heard, I think, George saying towards the end of it, he was very emotional, very animated.
Well, we don't know whether he meant it or not.
I know. You know, and the language, of course, is that...
But he was all managers trying to put a good side on it. You know, but he's a good actor. I mean, if he meant it, if he didn't mean it, he was a very, very good actor, the way he was talking. But what you'd have to say, if he was being genuine, I would say, well, we didn't play well, but we got there. And hopefully for the next round, we will improve. Not we're there, that's the England we know, that's the team I know and all that.
It's good for us. It's good for our part of the world because the soap opera continues. There's another episode now. It's the soap that keeps giving, Dara. And I think that, you know, I can't believe how bad Gerrard was today. Some of the things he did, he was stumbling over the ball. I mean, Steve Gerrard's a magnificent player. Wayne Rooney, you know, great chance, snatched at it, nerves. The nerves in that, they may dissolve, but I don't think the way that team was set up was coherent or intelligent use of the resources at his disposal. The only way you can judge a coach is how he uses the resources at his disposal. And given the resources at his disposal, Fabio Capello is doing a pretty average job at best with that England team. And that's the test now of Germany will be really interesting, if it is Germany.
Well, the man who did it for him today, scoring-wise anyway, in front of goal was Jermaine Defoe. Let's hear from him now. Okay,
Don't
I think we should go for a break now because I can't concentrate. But John, you can understand, I suppose, from Defoe's point of view, the relief of the players. They're in the middle of this thing, as Eamon said, and Ronnie, you've all said it. You know, some big name stars, and they haven't performed so far, but they're into the last 16.
I don't blame the players at all, Dara. You know, Defoe, what is he going to say? We didn't play well. You know, the belief wasn't always there. They're going to say all those things. You know, I think was it Gabby Logan doing the interview there? I mean, you know, the shackles are off and all that carry on. You know, I mean, the shackles. If that's the shackles off, what are they going to be like when the shackles are on? I mean, they got the goal start early on, and they should have grown with the game. But what was the disappointing part about it was they didn't. Like so Barry got worse as the game went, Milner got worse as the game went, Jara got worse as the game went on. A lot of them, Lampard got worse as the game went on. And in the end, they're going over the corners to clear it. You know, to get. I can understand them getting through, and it is a relief. But you know, you got to be realistic about it as well.
When you hear Rule Britannia and all of that coming from the English crowd, that jingoistic nonsense. I mean, that, and then you know that has a flip side. If they hadn't have got a result today, if they'd gone out of the World Cup, they were facing crucifixion, all of them, including Capello and the players. So the wave of relief that must have hit them has to explain some of the sort of. But we're not involved. We can be rational and reasonable. They were astonishingly poor by the standards they've set for themselves, all of these players. Yeah,
the point you make about pressure is huge, and this pressure cooker environment they've been living in, cooped up in the hotel.
Well,
we
if you
spoke
could
about
show
it the other
the
day.
chance, how close the Slovenia chance, and how John Terry and then Johnson saved England with about 10 minutes to go. That was the key moment in the match, and that's how close they came to the edge of the cliff.
Can we see that now that this?
But you see those players are desperately hanging on for dear life against a team that not one of their players would get a game in the Premier League, and the most noted of them plays for West Brom, who have just been promoted to the Premier League and will be probably going down again. So that's the perspective we'd have to take rationally. I think that was not a famous victory.
Ronnie, the relationship now with the players at Capello, you know, what's in my head when you look at what we've just seen, when you hear what the three of you have said all afternoon about the lack of confidence, the playing with fear, you know, Capello having a go at them here, there and everywhere. Like, surely he's got to be able to do the hard stuff, he's got to be able to give out to them, but he's also got to be able to do the Harry Redknapp stuff, arm around the shoulder, deal with this group and deal with their fear.
Yeah, he won't change. You know, he hasn't changed in all the years he's been a manager. That's his management style, and he's usually got success from it. He's not getting success from some of these players, and especially Rooney, for me, would be a huge worry for England, because it's not just that he's playing badly, his whole demeanour is wrong. Yeah. And when he gives the ball away, he doesn't chase back. There was 2 or 3 times this afternoon. He was taken off as well. You know, will he become a bad apple in the group? I don't think he's that sort, but I don't expect Capello to give him a big hug and say, I love you. It'll be up to Rooney to pick himself up and get on with it, but he's a big worry because he's not playing, and his whole body language tells me, I'm not really bothered here, I don't really want to do this. But they have to improve, as we've said.
All right, we'll leave it there for the moment, guys. England are through. The United States joined them in the last 16. United States go through as group winners. There is a possibility, with England finishing second in the group, that they could have Germany in the last 16. We'll reflect more on England's qualification for the second round when we come back.